Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Erickson TV. Curtis here with Lauren. Hello Lauren.
Hey Curtis, hey everybody.
Hey Lauren, I want to attribute this one to financial planner Scott Burns, who pointed this article out on his website, and it's called the Contentment Factor.
Okay.
And he made an interesting point. He said when he looks at retirement marketing, so how marketing is kind of marketed to either retirees or pre-retirees, basically it focuses on two things: excitement and pain. They might show people playing golf.
Right.
or taking a cruise or drinking champagne,
right?
Or they also might be showing somebody like in a memory care unit, or a long-term care facility. So the kind of the
right.
pleasure pain.
Yeah.
But based on the research that he's done and some of the articles that he's quoting here, he says real retirement is different. It is really neither great excitement nor great pain. It's about simple, underrated contentment.
Yeah.
And he says that his takeaway is contentment has real financial value. And he based this on an article in the Journal of Financial Planning that explored time budget studies. So for people that have not retired, they show the difference of how people are spending their time versus people that are retired. And so obviously there's some, obviously working is the second highest consumer of time for people that are still working after sleep.
Right.
For most people.
Yeah.
Hopefully sleep is more than working. But of course on retirees list, work isn't even on the list.
Right. Yeah.
Does that make sense? So just really quick here. So some of the statistics: retirees spend more than twice as much time watching television and movies than workers. They spend about 4 times as much reading for pleasure.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, they get more time to eating and drinking. They spend twice as much time preparing meals and carefully shopping for food and other items.
That's also probably
good. They're much more careful shoppers. They will actually drive and go further afield for shopping and dining out because they tend to find better values.
Right.
And while workers tend to ignore lawn, garden, and household plant care, retirees devote themselves to it.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
So the takeaway from this is that when work disappears, people actually become more productive with their daily life chores and become better shoppers. And so the statistics are not minor. The Employee Benefit Research Institute found that household spending declined as people aged.
Right.
Okay? We've already talked about that.
Yeah, we've talked about that before. Yeah.
But the interesting thing is they talk about as much as like an 18 to 16% drop depending on household size. And what Scott Burns' takeaway is, he thinks that there's a strong implication here for financial planning that we're not giving credit for the declining spending enough for how much people need to save for retirement. Right. And by pointing the target too high, it might make retirement seem unachievable. So he just kind of used a really quick example, saying that if the reduction in spending for median household goes down, let's say $9,500, to have $9,500 in after-tax income, that household would have to save a whopping $280,000 in additional retirement savings, using a 4% withdrawal.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So what's your takeaway on this?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I've definitely learned through having this career is that people in general actually do live healthier once they retire. Not so stressful. They tend to eat a little bit better, and in many cases, I really thought that reading for pleasure thing was interesting. That's a lot more reading, which is good for the brain out there. But yeah, I think people often don't realize how much spending declines, and at the same time how much they enjoy smaller things that they just sort of overlooked during working life. And I think that sometimes that can make it seem like they need to save a lot more for retirement than they really do. Right.
Very good. Well. So I think the takeaway from this, as we go through for people that are pre-retirees, is that we should bring this factor into the case for what you need to save for retirement, and try to be reasonably estimate what that spending decline may be.
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much for watching this Erickson TV. We'll see you next time. Bye now.
See you next time.